We're 4 races in to the 2023 Turkey Hill Truck Series season and already 3 different winners on the year. A lot of parity to open up this season, but the deeper we go into the season, the more these ratings are going to matter. And here at Bristol, those ratings could very well come into play, as well as track position, good pit crew. It is the Rocky Ridge Trucks 250. Got a few laps of this race now here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, the 2023 Turkey Hill Truck Series. Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to Bristol here on a Friday evening. I wouldn't say Friday night because this is going up 6:30 to avoid competition with the Xfinity race coming up later on. But we're going to have a lot of fun with this one. It's a classic race in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, the Rocky Ridge Trucks 250 now. A little bit longer, 63 laps instead of 50 laps, so a little bit more length for these guys, a little bit more time for these guys to make some moves on the racetrack. And for the first time ever in the Truck Series, we're going to have a mid-race break. Lap 32 into 33 will call the caution out so that everyone could come down the pit lane safely without any issues, because green flag pit stops here at Bristol, they're a nightmare, so don't want to worry about having to do that. You're alongside Matt Tuck for the call of this race, and I'm sure you're liking what you're seeing right now. Your 2 drivers starting first and third. Those are great places to start here at Bristol. What does Blaine Keys and Noah Clifton need to do to make this a 1-2 finish for Team Velocity?
It is definitely a good starting spot here tonight under the lights, and I think it's just keep the trucks out front and keep out of trouble. The most important thing will be, because I think the started on the bottom is definitely an advantage for the initial start here. The most important thing really will be on that second restart of the second half of the race, and not, I don't know what the word for that is, but not bottling that second restart there will definitely be most important. But it is definitely going to be an interesting opportunity for the boys tonight. They've got a chance to do something that I don't think we've ever done as a team before.
We'll have to see what you guys can do. Of course, you also have a couple of our past winners starting in the top 5 as well, with Casey Nanico and Bruno Diacomo, who won last week. The opening race of the season was won by Derek Hamill. So a lot of guys, none of those guys had actually won a race yet this year as a driver. So maybe we'll finally get our first driver who has won a race this year, with Blaine Keys possibly, who won a couple of cup races this year. A lot of experience there for the number 1. In the points standings coming into this race here at Bristol, Bruno Diacomo is your points leader after winning last week's race at Richmond. 100 points even for him. And you got 2 drivers right behind him, 11 points behind, with Andrew Williams and Ludovic Charette. Nathan Stapleton is 15 points behind, and Darlington winner Casey Nanico only 18 points behind coming into this race. But still very early on in the season, only race number 4 of 18, so got a little ways left to go until we crown a champion on Christmas Day. We're still just in the middle of September, and a lot can happen between now and the finale at Homestead. Blaine Keys, like we have mentioned, on the pole here for the Rocky Ridge Trucks 250. Alongside him, it's Eric Monaco in the number 28 there for the Tanner Parton Motorsports organization. Noah Clifton to the inside of Casey Nanico there in row number 2. You got Bruno Diacomo and Logan Williams making up row number 3. Sebastian Kukulon, defending champion, to the inside of Shane Lake in row number 4. And then you got Ethan Lewis and Andrew Williams making up row number 5. Here's John Andrews starting in the 6th row alongside Laura Chung, Trey Barto, Agar Brito there, Fitzwater, and Juan Rodriguez for the ST Motorsports team. Go ahead and get these guys to roll off. Make sure everyone does, in fact, roll off. And Matt, I don't know if you want to make a pick for this race, because that commentator's curse is real, but who do you think's going to get this race victory in the Rocky Ridge Trucks 250?
I have hesitations. I've learned through my years of picking my own trucks, so I guess I'll just pick something safe and say the driver starting in 5th position tonight. I think he's going to maybe have a chance to ruffle some feathers and surprise some people tonight.
He surprised everyone last week at the Richmond Raceway. We'll see what he can do here tonight at Bristol. Here we go. Green flag in the air. We're underway. The world's fastest half mile. And a great jump there for Blaine Keys in the 1. Great start for your team as a whole, Matt. Noah Clifton holding on the second. Here comes Bruno Diacomo trying to close in on Eric Monaco. Monaco able to file in the third. Whereas unlike the Winchester race we had in the Pro Series a couple weeks ago, the outside lane isn't near as bad here, but it's still not the place you want to be. A lot like old Bristol, what we got going on here. Casey Nandico stuck on the outside lane. Ethan Lewis, John Andrews, and Trey Bartow all to the inside of him. So we got 3 wide back in here.
That is not a place you want to be here early on in the race. That 45 truck, the 94. A lot of drivers just, gotta be careful to not get beat around too much here. As they're starting to double wild out here. We see a lot here. This is
and Caleb Rose in the inside wall. I don't know. Yep, that will be a yellow. But just the 33 involved in that one. Just like it was in the Pro Series on Tuesday night. A quick yellow to open up the night. Of course, I don't anticipate these guys coming down the pit lane this early on. I would hope that doesn't happen, obviously, with the nature of the pit road issues that we have at this racetrack. I don't know. We've seen a lot of strategy play out here at Bristol in the past, but it does not appear that that will happen here, at least with the top driver. So, Blaine Keys holding on. Of course, 1-2 for you guys there, Team Velocity. They do want to see that caution, because now you're going to have a restart, and things can definitely shuffle up when we get a restart here at the Bristol Motor Speedway.
I think the initial starts are more concerning than restarts at a track like this, because once everybody's single file, I mean, sure, like the 28 truck there, the 28 could definitely, you could definitely see Eric Monaco send it if you really wanted to. He's definitely capable of doing that, but it's always less wrecks at a track like this initially from the front couple drivers, because they usually get it on some out. So
we'll go ahead as Trey Bartow. A little bit of strategy here with Trey Bartow and Eric Drew. Interesting little call right there between those two drivers. Igor Barreto as well. Of course, he was a little bit deeper in the field. Not been a good season for the Webb Racing Enterprises team. Brian Webb as well. Derek Hamill. They're in the back. Maybe like, hey, let's go ahead and take some tires and see what we can do with that. Still going to have that mid-race break as well, so maybe their thought is, let's come down the pit lane here, maybe stretch it to the end, I don't know. We'll see what that all ends up entailing once we get to that point, but first let's see what happened to Caleb Rose to bring out the first caution of the night in the Rocky Ridge Trucks 250 at Bristol. Well, here we go, Caleb Rose got split in the middle there with Aaron Abel and Igor Barreto, and yeah, when we saw an incident like this, I believe, on Tuesday night, did not bring out the caution. I was kind of thinking we might avoid it here, considering that most of the field had surpassed the 33, but Caleb Rose was able to trigger it right there. Thankfully, that was all that ensued. Aaron Abel was able to merge back on without any major incident there, and it's a one-truck incident to start the night off here in the Rocky Ridge Trucks 200.
See, Caleb Rose, was a big old hit there to the inside retaining wall on the backstretch. Just a little too aggressive there by Aaron Abel early on in the going, and that was an absolute tank slapper to the inside wall for that 33 truck.
Yeah, unfortunately, it will knock out the 33 of Caleb Rose from the rest of this race. Let's go ahead and get back to racing. Your two drivers right there, Blaine Keys, Noah Clifton, 1-2, no pun intended, here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. We're back here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Lights out on the pace truck. Going to restart lap 10 of 63 here in the Rocky Ridge Trucks 250. Blaine Keys and Noah Clifton. Team Velocity 1-2 right there. And then it's Eric Monaco. Our last winner, Bruno Diacomo in the 82. And then Sebastian Kukulon rounds out the top 5. Ethan Lewis, his teammate, just caught up in an accident. John Andrews, Zachary Fitzwater, Thomas Troxel, Casey Nandico, the top 10. We did have some guys come down the pit lane. Caleb Rose, only driver out of the race. Reynolds and Torres just topped off. I'm wondering if those guys are going to try to play a little strategy here tonight. It's going to be interesting. Back underway here at Bristol. And Blaine Keys with a good jump on the restart.
Clifton's going to hold the door pretty well there to cover off for his teammate Keys. And these two boys in the, let's say black and orange, white and orange machines, they're scooting away here, looking really solid here early on in this race. Side by side through the rest of the pack, to the 11 of Lewis, getting underneath the 27 truck, I believe that is. That is Sebastian Kukulon. Having a good, decent run so far for a lot of these drivers. Oh, that 45. Oh, 49. My bad. John Andrews just pounded the wall. Back-to-back weekends here on short tracks. Not working out too good for John Andrews.
No, of course, got taken out on that last lap at Richmond last week. Definitely was not a good moment for him, and he's stuck in the outside lane. Sam Manoskin, his teammate, getting around him right there with Shane Lake and Nicholas Samadeo in the 23. Samadeo not gone on the top 10 here. Not been the best of seasons for him so far. He's 13th in points coming into this race. But still very early on here in the season. As Blaine Keys, half-second lead on his teammate of Noah Clifton. Then you got Ethan Lewis moving through the field. You know, Ethan did not run hardly at all year on the channel. Ran a couple of Sprint Series races, and that was it. Great to have Ethan back behind the wheel, and he's having a great run tonight for Braden Perez's team.
That Brook Boys Garage number 11 is absolutely flying through the field here so far. He's gonna have to square up Bruno Diacomo and find a way around him. We know that 82 is a monster around these short tracks here in the early part of the season. And Diacomo did not make a lot of mistakes last week, not making a lot of mistakes this week as we speak that into existence. Lewis gets a little high. Kuklon's gonna have the door open for him. And it's going to be a tricky spot here for Ethan Lewis because he's got the 54, he's got the 93 of Troxel lined up behind him. That's going to be a costly mistake for Ethan Lewis.
How about Zachary Fitzwater? You know, Fitzwater did not even score a top 10 all season in the Wall Cup Series. The only driver not to score a top 10 all season over there. Well, he's in the top 10 right now here in the Truck Series at Bristol, and I know he wants to have a good run here tonight. Of course, then again, too, he's got a much better team under his belt, and he's going to be joining Andrews Racing next year in the Cup Series, and those guys had a solid run with Ludovic Charette, and replacing Ludovic there in that 61 machine is Lewis. We talk a lot of praises about Lewis, and then starts to fall back there in the 11. The commentator's curse is real, folks. Sorry if I talk about you today. Nicholas Samadeo to the inside of Shane Lake there. Samadeo about to enter the top 10 as Ethan Lewis is still stuck in that outside lane. Not missing anything up front. Blaine Keys and Noah Clifton still 1-2. A lot of action going on mid-pack here at the Bristol Motor Speedway.
This is a fantastic short track battle here in the middle of this pack. Samadeo running the bottom. The 88 of Shane Lake got slid up to the top. Echo Evans Ross, or Logan Williams, my bad. I'm very used to seeing Echo Evans Ross behind the wheel of that 39. Logan Williams now behind the wheel of that 39. And right behind him, is that Andrew No, that is Andrew Williams. So the two Williams brothers going
right
places.
There, yeah. How about this? I mean, this was something I was looking forward to so much this year, seeing both Logan and Andrew behind the wheel. And so far, Andrew has had the advantage this season. Logan, you know, struggling a little bit, 17th at points, still early on in the season, you know. What kind of caught him off guard in the Wall Cup Series? Just had such a poor start to the season, missed the chase, but managed to get 2 wins and won the last race at the Southern 500. So you know Logan was good last year with Appalachian Motorsports, of this past season, I should say, because it was only 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago when we had that finale race. But Andrew Williams has had an excellent season there for Ryan Durrani Incorporated. Second in points coming into this race. However, the driver who is our points leader is running top 5. That's Brunner Diacomo in the 82. And a good run for him running in 4th. But cycle of pit stops going to shake everything up. We saw that coming to fruition on Tuesday night with the Pro Series race, and these guys have to be careful on pit lane. There's the one downside, and we noticed this on the Pro Series race on Tuesday. Pole sitter gets the first pit stall on the backstretch pit lane, not the first pit stall coming off. So one of those rare places where winning the pole is not the best advantage on the pit lane. Each track has its own set of advantages and disadvantages, and that's one of them right there. So Blaine Key is going to have that first stop right there down the backstretch. It's going to be interesting to see how it ends up shaking out. He's catching up to the back of the field already. You got Avery Alford, Laura Chung, Chris Reynolds in the back here. For some of these guys, they topped off on fuel, so I'm wondering, oh, someone's blowing up. Someone's blowing up. It is Aaron Abel, 05 for Dracoan Racing Enterprises. Tough break there for Aaron Abel. That's going to end his night. As we're closing in on the mid-race break here. Lap 32 and the lap 33 is when we will call it. Blaine Keys looking to get the most laps led here tonight, and I think he will do so if he makes it to the mid-race break, continuing to lead this race.
I've been trying not to say anything, of course, but this one truck right now has been dropping his teammate by almost 0.2 a lap. Some remarkable pace out of this one machine here. as he continues. Wait, remarkable pace out of both the boys. They're doing very solid here so far in the early going of this race, but we'll see. Blaine Keys might get a shot here to put this 38 lap down before the caution comes out. But
he's got one lap.
He's going to get there in time. I don't think he's going to get there in time, but remarkable opening stint from this one truck, and now we just cross our fingers and see how the second stint goes, because we saw some drivers throw a little dice into the ring early on the first.
There's our caution.
Yellow.
And Blaine Keys will catch the pace truck. Got 2 seconds right there on Noah Clifton. But now, this is the pivotal moment of the race. Will they be able to have a good pit stop? Who's going to win the race off the pit lane? And then from there, you got another restart. And things can get rather dicey in that situation. So Blaine Keys in the 1. Going to lead us down right here. Noah Clifton in 2nd. Eric Monaco, Bruno Diacomo, Sebastian Kukulon, the top 5. Here we go. Fitzwater up to 6th. Troxel there in 7th. Nanico, Sam Medeo up to 9th. Great run for Sam Medeo in this race. And then Sam and Oskin rounding out the top 10. It's not been a good season for Oskin. 32nd in the points. Great to see him have a good run here tonight. Here we go. Blaine Keys, first pit stall on the backstretch right there. We're just going to have to see how much of an advantage he can get with that one.
It's a clean exit from his box, though, so that's not a bad thing.
Not at all, and we'll see what the one machine can in fact do here. As he comes off. And then you got all the guys on the front stretch. And Eric Monaco's got that first pit stall right there. He was 3rd coming down the pit lane. We'll see if the one machine ends up beating these guys out. It's Rutkowski. I don't know about that. Blaine's going to fall back to 4th. Or 5th, excuse me. I don't know if Rutkowski pulled some strategy or what, but the 36 out front with Noah Clifton in 2nd. Bruno Diacomo is 3rd. Kukulon and then Blaine Keys. Fitzwater, Troxel, Parton. Philip Torres, I believe, stayed out, but still didn't end up taking the race lead. Nanico, Logan Williams, Nathan Stapleton. What happened to Sam Medeo? Oh boy, not a good stop for Nicholas there in the 23 machine. He's going to fall back. And Rutkowski down. I'm wondering if he missed his pit stall. It's something we saw the other night as well in the Pro Series race. Got a little goofy there. That 36 must have missed his pit stall and had to come back around. Tough break for him there. That's going to give Noah Clifton the race lead with Bruno Diacomo, Sebastian Kukulon, Blaine Keys, and Zachary Fitzwater, the top 5. Well, Matt, what do you think now? Do you think Clifton might pull this race victory off, or do you think someone else might get it here?
We'll have to see. The 2's definitely not been as quick as the 1, but you never know. The 2 hasn't had the clean air of being out front, and it'll be interesting to see, too. We haven't seen a ton of passing, but that one truck was 2/10 faster for most of that run. We'll see what he can do, but it's an interesting spot to be in here for both of these trucks. We will see how the boys how they manage it. This is a big-time restart for Clifton here, especially with Diacomo right behind him, who was dominant at Richmond.
Yeah, absolutely. 33 drivers on the lead lap. Hamill's 2 laps down. Aaron Abel out, and so is Caleb Rose. Here we go. Oh, boy. Diacomo's got it right here. Looking to go 2 in a row here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Couldn't hold it there. Clifton got the run on the outside. And Blaine Keys falling back in the 1. He got shuffled out of line by Fitzwater. And Diacomo all over the back bumper. Here comes Fitzy looking for 3rd on Kukulon. Kukulon was a little wide there. Look at that 82 right there. He's just all over Clifton right here. He's going to have an opportunity before this race is over. Oh, Fitzy a little wide off the exit. Oh, and Kukulon coming down. An issue on the 27. Oh, that's a heartbreaker for him. He had a good run going for him. And Logan Williams. He got tapped right there by Stapleton off the exit. Brian Webb's also down the pit lane. Issues on both of those drivers right there. Meanwhile, Clifton is holding them off. And the caution's out.
Oh, that's a wreck.
Rogeldoren around in the 4. And Ethan Lewis, Micah Knapp as well. Clifton's got to be careful here not to get caught up in any extracurricular activity. It looks like Ethan Lewis was just caught up in that. So he just hit the attenuator, I do believe, and that's such an interesting entry into the pit lane down there in the backstretch. Ethan Orman coming down the pit lane. He got a bit of damage from that. Philip Torres as well. Yeah, got a little exciting right there. Micah Knapp in the 9 also caught up. But Clifton still leads this race. Logan Williams coming down, and I'm wondering if he got a bit of damage from that contact with Nathan Stapleton. Last year's race here was won by Thomas Troxel, by the way, and it was a goofy sequence to get him the race victory. He's 5th right now in the 93. Clifton still leads. Then it's Diacomo, Zachary Fitzwater, and Blaine Keys with Troxel rounding out the top 5. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the 3rd caution of the night, but the 2nd for cause here in the Rocky Ridge Trucks 250 at Bristol. Well, Ethan Lewis lost the grip off the X, and so did Shane Lake to his inside. Lewis bounces off. And then Rogel Dorn, an innocent victim of this one. Not been a good season for Rogel. I was expecting a bit of a better start for Rogel this season. Of course, his teammates already won with Bruno Diacomo. But Ethan Lewison shoots right back up into Nathan Orman. That's a hard one there. Orman had a solid run going for him, and this gets taken out by someone else's mess. I think that's going to take out both Ormond and Ethan Lewis. I think Rogel Dorn might be able to continue in the 4. Chris Reynolds got a piece of it, and then right there, Micah Knapp had nowhere to go and got caught up there with the 11. Tough break there for Ethan Lewis. He had a good run going for him. Not been a good night for Broke Boys Garage. Caleb Rose caught up in that first accident earlier on, and then the 11 machine of Ethan Lewis getting caught up here in the 2nd wreck of the night.
Well, watch Ethan Lewis here. The legendary Napa truck scheme causing more carnage here. Shane Lake just got into Lewis there, and then Nathan Orman, a tank slapper to the outside wall. A bunch of other trucks getting caught up there. And I think this 11 might drive into the retaining wall, which is not the best thing. Oh, and he took the 9 truck with him. Tough way to end the night here for Lewis and a bunch of other trucks who were all having really solid nights up to this point too. So it's definitely more than one driver getting a negative outcome positive. What was a positive evening going for them?
Well, we got the 2 machine here of Noah Clifton leading the field. Going to be about 20 laps to go when we restart. We'll see what he can do on said restart here in the Rocky Ridge Trucks 250. All right, we're back here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. You see Logan Williams in the 39. Technically not leading this race here because he came down the pit lane, did not stop. We have black flagged him, and I believe once we take the green flag, he is going to peek down to the pit lane. Clifton will still effectively be our race leader. Bruno Diacomo, Zachary Fitzwater, Blaine Keys, and Thomas Troxel. Not entirely sure what Logan Williams was doing right there. Did not stop on the pit lane, and yeah. We'll have to see, but Clifton's got to be careful with this 39 ahead of him, who's going to peek down right here. And he's going to have to take a higher line, but he got a good boost there on Diacomo. What a boost there for Clifton through the corner. Got some rocket fuel in that number 2 machine.
And his teammate Keys got to the bottom of Fitzwater in the 54. He's going to get all
contact! Contact between Keys and Fitzy. Oh boy, they're going to go 3 wide. They got to be careful right here. Troxel trying to take advantage of this one. My goodness, some great racing here at Bristol. Troxel and Stapleton moving to the inside. Stapleton started 35th in this race, by the way. Here he is on the brink of a top 10. Kukulon just slammed the outside wall back in there. Meanwhile, Diacomo trying to chase down Clifton. And Keys just getting loose on that outside lane. There's just no grip up there. The marbles are up there now, and it's getting a little edgy up there. And Stapleton up to 4th. Juan Rodriguez up to 5th. Here comes Nanico, the Darlington winner as well. How about Josh Williamson? Where did he come from? He's top 10 now. And Ludovic Charette moving his way near the top 10.
Well, 13 laps to go, though, and all sorts of battles heat up in the middle of the field. Clifton's going to have to put in a drive of his life to hold off this 82 truck of Bruno Diacomo, who so far last week at Richmond was an absolute monster behind the wheel and just put down lap after lap after lap after lap. We're going to see if Clifton can really earn his stripes here to hold off this 82 truck because he's not letting go. He's holding about a tenth of a gap right now, but those last 11 laps are going to be some of the longest of Clifton's life right now as he slides big time there in that 2 truck. Oh, this is not going to end well. He's got to be careful here.
And now Diacomo a little wide off the corner right there. How about Stapleton? I'm impressed with Stapleton. 31 positions made up in this race here tonight. And of course, pit lane issues with some other drivers may be the influence to that, but a great run for Stapleton. Great run for Tross, who won this race last year. Both of these drivers needed good runs here tonight. Juan Rodriguez in the top 5 there. Casey Nanico, Eric Monaco, Josh Williamson, Ludovic Charette, and Nicholas Amadio, the top 10. Fitzwater falling to 11th. And Blaine Keys falling all the way down to 14th. That's just what happens when you get stuck in the outside lane. This race is not over yet. Bruno Diacomo, I think this 82 is faster than the 2, but this is a tough place to make a pass. Diacomo might have a shot here, though, if he can hold the inside, get that 2 a little squirrely. But he's running out of time. Next time by, only 6 laps to go here in the Rocky Ridge Trucks 250. Diacomo trying to get his second win, and Clifton trying to get his first win of the season. I know you're a little nervous about this one with your driver leading this race.
Gonna need to dive in the corner here. We see that a lot. Martin Truex is an absolute monster at it. Get a little deep in, roll the top through the apex, and then get hard out onto the exit. And that really allows you to gain a lot of momentum coming off the corner. Diacomo's doing a good job riding the bottom of the racetrack here. Clifton's truck, though, is working really not terrible when he slides just about half a truck length. I jinx it there to see if it's going to work this time, but his truck's not holding bad as he gets about a half a lane up off the bottom, but Diacomo's just so well played into the bottom of the racetrack. It is going to be hard to hold him off.
Yeah, but the good thing for Clifton, there's only 3 laps left to go here at Bristol. And in less than a minute, we'll know the winner of this race. They both go wide through the corner that time, and Clifton pulled away. But Diacomo's going to have another chance right here. And like you said, Matt, he is really working that inside lane very well. Oh, that was a good run right there for him, but only 2 laps left here at Bristol. Will Diacomo have a shot at this race victory? A lot like the Pro Series race, he had Cole DeHill and Richard Kinghart going forward, and Kinghart was able to hold DeHill off. Will Clifton be able to hold off Diacomo? White flag here at Bristol in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Clifton trying to get his first win of the season. And Diacomo's got one more corner to have a shot here. Clifton is going to hold the inside. And how about this one for you, Matt? Team Velocistar gets it here at Bristol with Noah Clifton in the number 2. How about that?
Ends first win on the channel since Shane Lake at Watkins Glen in 2020?
Maybe.
I believe. I don't
know if you got any wins in the shortened 10th season there or not, but
no, I don't believe we did.
Clifton
I think that's what
pulls it off here at Bristol. That was a unique little race right there, but thankfully the leaders never got caught up in anything too ultra goofy. This is always the one race of the year that I get a little nervous with because it's kind of like, uh-oh, what stupid thing's going to happen next? And we had some crazy things happen. Logan Williams, we had to black flag manually because he just drove past everybody. He finishes 27th after that, and will get his bonus points taken away for leading a lap officially. So not a good day for Logan Williams by any stretch of the imagination, but a good day for your team. Of course, Blaine finished 13th, but still not the worst finish there. And we had that second wreck there with Ormond, Lewis, and Knapp getting caught up. Of course, Ethan Lewis hit the attenuator. Definitely a lot of moments of all time that went on throughout this race, but that is the nature of Bristol. I say it was a fun race here tonight, and, you know, you guys looked pretty strong here. Do you think you're going to be able to hold on to that throughout the rest of this season?
We'll just have to see how the season progresses. We've definitely, it's always a little trickier with the shortened schedule to perfect the arc of moving through the development of the truck, but Richmond, we had both of them started outside the top 30, and I think they both ended up in the top 15, and here we start 1-3. Honestly, should have had a 1-2 or double podium finish out of that. Didn't pan out, but we'll just see how how it pans out the rest of the season. But I think both the guys are showing that they've got some strength here so far, and we will see. But that was a very promising sign for the team tonight.
Absolutely. What a good race here at Bristol. Hope you all had fun with that one. We've had a fun season so far here in the Truck Series, and that's the point of this one, you know. Obviously, the Wall Cup Series is a step above this. You know, we take it a little bit more seriously. We just have some fun with this one, and we had a great race here. Hey, next week we're at Texas, but don't you worry. Obviously, the Texas Motor Speedway in NR2003 much better than it is in real life. Gonna have a lot of fun next Saturday at noon Eastern Time with the Carhartt 400K. That's always a fun one there, and 42 laps on a mile and a half, our first mile and a half of the season for these guys as well. And the majority, we got a lot of mile and a halves on the schedule, a lot of these speedways, and we're going to really start to see who's good and who's not as we get through the middle part of this season. But Noah Clifton pulls it off here at Bristol. How about that for Team Velocitar? Clifton has not had a good year with his drivers, and he gets one done here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Thank you guys so much for watching. Huge thanks to Matt Tugg for joining me here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway, and we will see you guys next week from Texas with the Carhartt 400K. Here are the points for the Turkey Hill Truck Series after 4 races, and I will see you guys later.